Greetings. My name is Dr. Maretha Willis, and welcome to another Teaching on Purpose. Today, I want to share with you another teacher unpacking the standards. Unpacking standards is critical to how we teach. It sets us up to prepare for the journey we want to take our students on. Unpacking the standards not only let our students know what they'll be learning for today, but unpacking the standards is the roadmap to where we're going. Unpacking standards will allow your students to explore and understand what activities they'll be doing, what vocabulary will be introduced to them, what content will be very specific to their learning. More importantly, it will give them the opportunity to be engaged with the process of learning. I want to introduce to you Mr. Reeves. He invited me into his classroom to help him in learning the strategy of unpacking. And this is what I saw.
Let's go ahead and start unpacking this standard, guys. All right. Got the standard in a lot of different places, by the way. It's always back there. It's up here. It's up here. For the time being, it's up here as well. Read that standard for me, please, Ms. Donna.
Describe the early English colony society and investigate the development of its governance.
All right. Describe the early English colonial society and investigate the development of its governance. So when we get done with this standard, guys, we need to understand two things, basically. We need to be able to describe certain characteristics of English colonial society or English colonial life. So we need to be able to name some key characteristics about life in the early colonies. That's the easy way of putting it. And the second part is, we need to understand, how did these colonies govern themselves? How did these colonies self-govern themselves? If we do those two things, key characteristics, how did they govern themselves, we'll have that standard covered. And guess what? Not only do they give us this standard, but they break it down into individual, anybody know the term for it? Begins with E? Elements, that's right. So we're going to take it one at a time. And by the time we cover every single one, we'll definitely have this standard covered. Now, let me ask you a question right quick, see if you're still with me. How did the colonies govern themselves? Which one of these elements do you think is really going to help us answer that question? A, B, C, or D? That's exactly right. So when we get to C, we'll be able to understand that part of the standard. All right, so far so good. Let's look at element A. Who wants to read element A for me? Go ahead, Ms. T.
Describe European cultural diversity, including the contributions of different ethnic and religious groups.
All right. We're just going to stay in element A today. And by the time we get out of here on element A, and I ask you to do this ticket out the door, I hope, all right, it is my goal that we have what we want to have accomplished, what we want to have learned.
As you can see, Mr. Reeves not only unpacked the standards, he drew his students into the learning. He also used one of my favorite strategies, ticket out of the door, but he used it in a very unique way. He used it to collect data of understanding. So he sorted the tickets based on the student's response to the standard. He categorized their responses, and he knew exactly where he needed to go with that standard the next time his students came into class. Great job, Mr. Reeves, and thank you to your class for allowing me to visit and spend time with you.